This is day 6. Neurotransmitters basically good. I had some oolong tea. My glutamate levels were higher, and the feeling I got was a graininess in my eyes. Now, that happens both with excessive glutamate and dopamine levels. I can raise dopamine levels, and that will go away, and I can sleep. That's gone on for 15 or 20, as long as I can remember. And for the longest, I've used Wellbutrin when I felt like that, and I was able to go to sleep. Now, I don't use Wellbutrin anymore. Uh, 48 hours ago, at about 6 o'clock this morning, it's 4 o'clock right now, I stopped taking lithium orotate. There were some issues. I went to a doctor yesterday, and you know, doctors are trying to understand things. And well, what happened with lithium orotate is it did help me, just 10 milligrams of cal lithium orotate. I slept well. I had no problem sleeping. Um, I had kidney problems. At night, I would have, and I do have diabetes, and my last fasting 48 hours ago was 167. Yeah, 167. It's been 184, 187 over the past 3 weeks, mainly in the 230 range. So I've had excess urination, and kidney test, everything was fine today. But my sodium stays at about 135. It was 134 one time I had it checked. And I have to take salt pills, buffered salt pills, thermotabs. Well, that's been driving me up the wall. I've been taking baking soda and vinegar, and that helps. Um, Too much baking soda is not good. So anyway, I have to discontinue the lithium orotate. It has some adverse kidney effects for me, and sodium potassium balance. So now I've been off it about almost 48 hours now, and I'm noticing some neurochemicals. My dopamine was a little low. Glutamate was high, so I drank oolong tea, which has a lot of GABA in it, gamma amino butyric acid. That lowers GABA, and I'm able to sleep. So another thing I've been taking for years is NAC, and NAC is showing high promise. Matter of fact, it's being used at a 2,000 milligram a day dose for schizophrenia, bipolar, ADHD, a number of other things, which I said all along, and I'm reading in the research, that all these things are really close in the way the neurotransmitters work or don't work. NAC helps with schizophrenia and bipolar. Now, I know that I'm bipolar because when I first came off the medication, um, I had high dopamine levels, and I could knock it out with 5 grams of C and vitamin C. So I'm back to not square one because my Dr. John Bergman says heal your emotional wounds and brain function will return. He says brain structure is generally, very rarely, a genetic problem, although there is brain plasticity. And listening to sounds on YouTube, 528 hertz, 432, there's a lot of different sounds. Listen to Reiki music, um, it's very good. And heart rate variability, bipolar people, I'm pretty sure it's schizophrenia too, have problems with the parasympathetic system gets out of order with the autonomic and overrides the autonomic. So you can do deep breathing exercises, 4 seconds in, 5 seconds out, for 20 minutes, although one doctor said most people can't get past 10 minutes. So doing that daily for 8 weeks resets the balance of your system, although sound can do that too. I found that listening to certain sounds, I found them on YouTube, would do the same thing as breathing. So there's all kinds of things we can do, but to get where I am right now, you've got to find out what your emotional trauma was. Probably in early childhood, because we're not fully developed and we don't know how to process these things like rape, all that kind of stuff, or losing a parent. It could be so many different things. Everybody's different. Some people are very sensitive to all kinds of things. Some people, it doesn't affect them. So we're all different, but we're all capable of being damaged emotionally. And my findings after reading at the National Institutes of Health is just like I said in a number of early videos, is that brain functions basically the same through these different things. What manifests differently is your emotional wound, and your heart brain with your brain connection, and then your gut connection. They're intrinsically tied, and having a healthy gut is so important to making sure this brain functions. And what I found is in schizophrenia, my hypothesis is that our heart brain cannot communicate love or fear to this brain, and so it manifests in hallucination. I've got a friend, I noticed that about her, and I wonder what it was, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we can't express the heart properly, so this brain creates either a vision, a fantasy of fear and torment, or either a fantasy of something that's beautiful, because I used to have these real beautiful, I love being there. It was very relaxing, peaceful, but it was an escape. I haven't explored that fully. So anyway, this is an update. This is day 6 of no neurotransmitter problems. 48 hours off lithium orotate, and my glutamate was elevated, so I drank a couple of cups of oolong tea. And I just took an NAC because it helps regulate. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's dopamine dysregulation and balances it out. I just took 600 milligrams. So I'm going back to bed. I've been up since 2 o'clock, and I was having the grainy eyes, and just doing more research and trying to find a natural way of doing this. Oh, tyrosine boosts dopamine much more quickly. Meats have tyrosine in them, fish, chicken, beef. But you don't want to get too much protein in your diet either. There's problems with too much protein. So I just found out something about glutamate. There's a direct relation between the amount of glutamate and type 2 and type 1 diabetes problems, exacerbated primarily because it deals with insulin resistance and the production of insulin in your pancreas. So this is a new one for me, so I just introduce it. So anyway, I'll see you as I got more. Take care.